Norwich faithful taking in some Futures League baseball. Nice to see Dodd Stadium fill up on a Thursday night here in Norwich. A 1-0 lead for the host. Gabriel Rivera getting the job done in the second inning. New pitcher in the ball game for the New Britain Bees is going to be the right-hander Devin DeVita, 6'4", 220 out of Southern New Hampshire. So they go to a couple of penmen to start the game. First it was Jake Reisdorf, now Devin DeVita.
And like Jake Reisdorf from Southern New Hampshire, by way of New Hartford, Connecticut, making his 6th appearance of the summer. He's pitched 12 1/3 innings. Walks have been an issue, 10 free passes, 12 hits, and 5 strikeouts.
Leadoff man up in the inning for Norwich is Jack Byrne, 8-9-1, due up for the Unicorns. We haven't talked about the umpiring crew here tonight. Tony Letizio is calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. John DiGirolamo over at first base. Eric Goldstein, I guess he's made a room for himself here at Dodd Stadium. He's been here for all 3 games of the 3-game homestand. I mean, what better place, Dodd Stadium. So much great history of baseball here. This has been a great sight for the Unicorns. 1-0 the count. Jack Burns slices it foul. He's out of Fairfield University. The Stags had a really nice season.
They do. Another one of those strong programs here in the state of Connecticut in the MAC. Sacred Heart joining the MAC last year. They get a little crosstown rivalry going. Battle of the Merritt Parkway.
Nice to see a couple of Connecticut teams make their way into the NCAA tournament. Central Connecticut State, Fairfield as well. It was a record-setting season for the Stags. Byrne cuts and misses for strike 2. Second summer for him in the Futures League. He was a part of the Road Warriors. That was quite something, Randy, last summer. All their games were on the road. I mean, just traveling all summer. Futures League wanted to make sure they could have 8 teams in the league. This is to the opposite field. Jack Burns starts the train in the 3rd inning. Leadoff base hit for the Unicorns right fielder.
A nice piece of hitting to take what's given to him. Pitch middle out, and he slaps it through the 5.5 hole, where Tony Gwynn made his fame, right between the third baseman and the shortstop. A nice approach on a pitch away. And for the 3rd straight inning, the Sea Unicorns have the leadoff hitter on.
Jack Byrne loves to swipe bags. He's got great speed. He's the runner on at first. It's now Joey Arace, the Sea Unicorns' second baseman. Young riser, headed to Rutgers, Ocean City, New Jersey native. He's showing a bunt. He pops it up. This will touchdown. Crowley had a tough time with it. He's not going to have a play anywhere. So Joey Arace drops down the bunt against DeVita, and he's into immediate danger since entering the ball game. The leadoff single, and they are going to score it as a bunt base hit for Joey Arace.
Crowley charges in as if this is do or die. Had he had it to do over, maybe see it into the glove and try to get that throw over to first base. Arace was just trying to sacrifice Byrne over, but with the inability to field it clean, awarded a hit. And 2 on here for Norwich with nobody out.
Arace really popped it up. Now this is skied in the air. Now to shallow center field. It's going to in fact be the shortstop Rosado who calls for it. He calls off Chaz Wright, and the Bees have a man retired in the 3rd.
It's interesting. That's one of those little pop-ups in an infield fly situation where the umpires have to make a decision. Is this a routine pop-up? And I think once they saw Wright bailing out, Rosado calling it off, they never made the infield fly call. So if that ball dropped, those runners would have had to try to advance.
It would have been helter-skelter there on the diamond. It's Bryce Detweiler, the batter at the plate. Shillington, Pennsylvania native, trying to make it as a 2-way player at UConn, and that's really going to be something to make it both ways. He's pitched a number of times against the New Britain Bees this summer, and he's shown plenty of power in his bat. That's why Kyle Dombrowski said, you're going to hit for us in the home run derby at Fitton Field. DeVito working ahead of him. Norwich has a couple men on, 1 out. The righty's breaking ball, a chopper to 3rd. Crowley has it. He steps on the 3rd base bag, fires to 1st. It's not in time. So safe is Bryce Detweiler, but the lead runner, Jack Byrne, cut down at third. A real nice play by Colin Crowley. Heads up play to slow the game down and take care of the runner headed to third.
And you could see George Slauson, the New Britain first baseman's reaction. He thought they had the double play. He got the stretch, a really strong throw across the diamond by Crowley, and a bang-bang play at first. The call goes Norwich's way, and so Antonio Ducatelli has a chance with the inning extended on a very close play at first base.
It was a bang-bang play. It looked like he was out from up here in the broadcast booth. Colin Crowley did a tremendous job to get the first out. He almost doubled up Norwich. Ducatelli thought about it. He's taking for ball one. Ducatelli had a big year at Central Connecticut State. Hit in the number 7 spot in their lineup. He hit .348 this past season for the Blue Devils. He's come up with some clutch hits throughout the summer for Norwich. 2 down, 2 outs. Now this is lifted in the air out to shallow center field. Moving in, this is going to fall in front of the center fielder. Pangol racing around, coming home to score is the base runner, and Norwich has added on. They lead 2-0. A race scores.
And just a little flare. Go back to that play at first base. Got the safe call, Norwich did, and Ducatelli's able to muscle it in there. Pangol comes up throwing. He covers a lot of ground, and this is one of those instances for an outfielder where either it's got to be in the air or the short hop's got to be a little bit towards the mound and not eat up the catcher. That's in the air. They maybe have a chance to get the runner coming around third.
So Norwich makes it count with the opportunity. Ducatelli just shoots it out there into center field. Pangol had to go a long way to try and catch up to it. So run in the second, now a run in the third. Norwich has them at second and third. The big bender slots into the inside corner on the third baseman, C.J. Nolan.
That's the thing about that short hop throw, too. Once you commit to throwing home, Ducatelli's going to just walk right in a second, and now there's 2 in scoring position.
So a hit could play to pair for Norwich. DeVita trying to work through this inning. A nasty wipeout breaking ball, and C.J. expanded his zone. DeVita trying to get through this inning without further damage. This would be a big out to get for the Bees.
That was DeVita's best pitch yet. Really off the table sweeper.
He's way ahead of C.J. Nolan. He doubled to left field to begin the second. A defensive swing fouls it back. 0-2, lots of options right now for DeVita to try and put away C.J. Nolan. Norwich trying to add some insurance here. Bees pitching staff that has really controlled the Norwich offense. From the full windup, DeVita working first base side of the rubber. The pitch home just outside. C.J. thought better of it.
After back-to-back breaking balls, he goes upstairs with heat off the corner. It was a good location. That's where you want it on 0-2 to try to get him to chase and expand his zone.
Competitive pitch. C.J. has chased the high fastball at times. Good plate discipline. Now the 1-2. Another breaking ball, and C.J.'s worked the count even.
And to C.J. Nolan's credit, he made some adjustments after a wild swing on 0-1. He lays off that purposeful pitch up and away. That time DeVita took a little off, and Nolan made the adjustment and let it go by.
Ducatelli has a massive lead at second base. Norwich has them at second and third. Detweiler, the runner, at third. And it's Antonio Ducatelli who's come up with a 2-out base hit into center field to give the Norwich Unicorns a 2-0 lead. New Britain can really get it going offensively. They're a hard offense to really slow down. These are big runs for Norwich. 2 outs and 2 strikes on C.J. Nolan. Ducatelli with a wide lead. The pitch home falls off the plate for ball 3. C.J.'s made some serious adjustments.
This has been a good battle, this at-bat. 3 straight out of the zone. All pretty good pitches by DeVita. Trying to get him to chase, but now he's shown you. He's not going to chase that. Maybe he busts him inside with some heat.
See what he wants to do. Runners will get the auto start in a full count and 2 outs. The pitch home misses for ball 4. So from 0-2, CJ Nolan battles back in the count. And Norwich has loaded the bases here in the 3rd inning. A chance for Michael Fiataroni.
Fiataroni popped to 3rd his first time, but the inning extends. Nolan with a terrific at-bat to work his way aboard, and no place to put Fiataroni, so DeVita's got to get it in the zone here.
Righty on lefty matchup. With Fiataroni the batter at the plate. CJ at first, Duke at second, Detweiler at third. Fiataroni looks at the inside pitch. It misses just inside. Fiataroni welcomed himself to Dodd Stadium against the Vermont Lake Monsters with a 2-out RBI double to give the Unicorns the lead in a real big spot in that ball game. And he bounces it back up the middle. Rosado has it. He goes to the second base bag. And Norwich leaves them loaded here in the 3rd. They get a run, 2-0 Norwich. We're headed to the 4th, the Futures League on NESN.